Dear students, I, Mrs. Veera would like to welcome all of you to my interesting English class. I will now ask a riddle and let's see if you're able to guess the right answer. What am I? A window to peek in open at night? A show is played that might delight. But be careful, it can turn to a fright. But it's always over by daylight. What am I? Yes, my dear students, you've guessed that right. It is our dreams. Everyone has an ambition in his life. Some of us want to become doctors, some of us want to become engineers, and so on. If our goals appear in our mind, which doesn't let us sleep, it is known as dream. The poet, the poem that we will be studying today is also based on dream. The poet imagines to be the lord of this dream world called Thatchery. This poem is a beautiful journey into the realm of imagination. Thatchery is written by the poet Walter de la Mare. Walter is the author of many poems in which dreams and realities, fairies and humble natural creatures are delightfully blended. He has also written some novels and stories for children. Summary of the poem: dreaming is a unique ability of human beings. In our dreams, we visit many strange places and we indulge in wonderful activities which are really impossible in our real life. Thatchery is a beautiful poem by Walter de la Mare in which he describes himself as the Lord of Thatchery. So let's begin the poem. If I were the Lord of Thatchery. If I were the Lord of Thatchery, myself and me alone. In these lines, the poet presents the picture of an imaginary kingdom called Thatchery. Look at the picture, how beautiful it is. He considers himself to be the king of this empire. He says if he were the king of Thatchery, he would be its sole king. There would be no one else in his kingdom. My bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne. So here the poet says that he would have a bed which would be made of ivory, which is a precious metal. His throne would be made of pure gold. There would be no mixture of any base metal in it. And in my courts should peacocks flaunt. The poet would have a spacious court in which peacocks would move here and there very proudly. And in my forest tigers haunt. This forest would be full of wild animals like tigers. They would roam freely in the forest as its real owners. And in my pools great fishes slant, their friends athwart the sun. The poet then imagines that he would have a pool full of different kind of fishes. They would swim aslant, they would roam freely without any fear of being caught. The tiny fins of the fish would be slopy towards sunlight and would shine proudly and happily. If I were the lord of Tattery, trumpeters every day to all my meals should summon me, and in my courtyards play. In this stanza, the poet further imagines himself as the king of Tattery and mentions about his royal meals. He says that if he were the king, Buggles would call him to his meals every day. This would become a ceremonial event. There would be trumpeters that would produce heavy and noisy sounds and welcome him during his meal. And in the evening, lamps should shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. In the evening, there would be lamps of different kinds. The light emitted by these lamps would be yellow, as pure as honey. Some of the lights would also be red, as pure as bitter wine. And during his dinner in the evening, musicians would play upon the harp, the flute, and mandolin, and all the musical instruments would create sweet and beautiful music. If I were the lord of Datchery, I'd wear a robe of beads. White and gold and green they'd be, and small as thick as seeds. In this stanza, the poet describes his attire as a king. He says that as a king of Tatry, he would wear a dress of pure pearls. The pearls would be of white and gold color. There would also be green beads among them. And all these pearls would be mixed and would look like thick grains of seed. And earth should wane the morning star. At dawn my robe and scimitar, and zebras seven should draw my car through Tatry's dark glades. Further, the poet wishes that he would wear his robe, carry his sword before the rising of the morning star, that is early in the day. His carriages would not be drawn by horses but seven zebras, and these zebras would take him to deep and dark lanes of Tatary. How beautiful imagination, right? Lord of the fruits of Tatary, a river's silver pale, Lord of the hills of Tatary, glen, thicket, wood, and dale. In this stanza, the poet describes the natural surrounding of Tatary. The poet wants to rule each and everything in the land of Tatary. He wants to be the master of different kinds of fruits. He wants to rule over the silver pale rivers. He shows his desire to rule on almost everything in this dreamland. He wants to be the unchallenged authority over the hills, over the valleys, and small forests. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lakes like foamless seas, her birds delighting citron trees in every purple way. In the last stanza, the poet describes sky, the bright stars shining in the sky, and the perfumed morning air would please him. The shivering lakes of Tatry would be like the quiet and motionless oceans. There would be beautiful, juicy fruits all around. The citron trees would attract the birds. These birds would be singing delightfully songs. Every valley of that beautiful land would be full of purple flowers and leaves. My dear students, I hope you all enjoyed this poem written by Walter de la Mare. Thank you so much and have a nice day.